because I know there's a lot of girls listening that probably are embarrassed and are suffering from, broken blood vessels in their lips, bruising, loss of sensation, cuts, things like that from doing the Kylie Jenner challenge. So what are some of the remedies that you would suggest?
It's definitely not a good idea to do it ever again. Broken blood vessels, like snap pop blood vessels are kind of like similar to when you get like a bruise anywhere else on your body. So you basically bruise the entire lip area. And something like arnica, you can buy this. It's called arnica, and they're little pills. And you can buy them in Whole Foods, in like GNC, Vitamin Shop, and those really help speed up the healing process. And if you have cuts and things like that, assuming they're very superficial and they're not like your lip split, Neosporin is a great thing. And you don't want to irritate and scrub or anything like that, because not only people have had cut lips, they've also had just like the lip peel off their skin like snake skin, So you don't want to be peeling any of that. And
okay, I'm familiar with arnica, and it's also like a gel. Like you can get it in a gel too, but that's not what they want. They don't want to put that on their lips. So just to be clear, because, the gel is really good for, like, muscle relief and all kinds of healing stuff, and it really helps a lot. I mean, it's amazing. But it also comes in pill form, and that's what you're talking about, to get the pill form.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You want to get the pill form because this isn't, like, it's arnica gel and that sort of thing is good for muscle pains or post-workout. This is more for helping with bruising and swelling.
Okay, and then what would you say? Would you say ice, like the ice for, like, swelling and stuff?
Yeah, you can. The problem with icing is, in fact, I would say don't ice it, because when you pop your blood vessels like that and you're having loss of sensation, sometimes when you put that ice on it, the ice can press into the lip and you might not feel it, and you could actually get like freezer burn, I guess. What's the word? Just like wind, like just like the ice itself can irritate the skin. So I would just, maybe get like a washcloth, dip it in some ice cold water, and use that instead of using ice.
Okay, and then so Neosporin for the cuts, and the bruising is gonna, it's gonna take a little while to go away. Any kind of, what if they have an extensive loss of sensation? What if the sensation in their lips doesn't come back after, a couple days?
That's not likely. You really have to see a doctor at that point, because if the sensation is not coming back, that means that you've accomplished nerve damage. And it's not really likely that could happen. I mean, you really have to go to town. I mean, you'd have to use a vacuum cleaner or something like that on your lips.
Okay, and then what about, what would you say about, like, vitamin E? Somebody wrote in and asked about vitamin E oil. Would that help?
That doesn't do much for any kind of issues. All vitamin E does is moisturize. You actually had somebody call you or I write in about vitamin E for that? That's crazy. Those people are really doing it.
Somebody wrote in and asked, would vitamin E oil be good for swelling and broken blood vessels? And I was just like, I know it's good for like burns and stuff, but I didn't think it would be good for this. So the arnica pills.
Yeah.
Okay, arnica pills. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for that.